Welcome back to Cinema So Good. It's playing in theaters now. In today's video, Hassan is panicking and trying to control his insane community. Hassan orbiters continue to get cooked. Local puck Idubbbz is finally back and is getting absolutely destroyed by his own fans. Streamer XQC has called out Hassan for being a massive hypocrite. Hassan continues his beef with Asmongold and Tectone, and a bunch of more updates. Subscribe for some free ice cream, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, whatever you want. Delivered by Jellywig.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin with Hassan talking to his community in Discord. Here we got a Discord chat. Hassan says, be normal, guys. Just treat people with kindness, of course. Don't assume that everyone's a fascist. Assume that they can change for the better. Have charitability for all. Suck it up and educate people. Be cool like me. Be cool and likable, of course. You need to sell this shit to others. Okay, so much to say there. First off, what do you mean by sell the shit to others? Clearly, he wants to sell his ideology, which involves supporting terrorists, of course. He says, be normal, treat people with kindness. Kind of like you treat, anybody that disagrees with you. Brand them Zionists, PDF files, mom murderers. The way you talk about Jews in general.
You are left with a country that is packed to the fucking gills with the most inbred, uneducated, ultra-nationalist, rabid, Haredi population.
I don't feel like that classifies as very kind. And I feel like your cover doesn't work anymore because one of your orbiters, Mike from PA, messed up and accidentally exposed what you guys actually believe.
It is Jewish is not an ethnicity. This constructed ethnicity. This demonic ethnicity.
By educate people, he basically means not like going to college or trying to, educate yourself on the facts on the internet or doing any sort of research at all. He means go straight to his stream and watch him 10 hours a day so you can get brainwashed and become a fucking mind-numbing NPC. I mean, I don't know why he randomly sent this message. I feel like, I guess the calling everybody a Nazi tactic wasn't actually working, but it's just funny to see this guy saying, be cool and likable. The most unlikable man, arguably on the internet right now. People responded, I genuinely do feel bad for Hassan. I think Ethan does too. He's so boxed in with his fan base and dumb orbiters like Mike that he probably has moments like this because he realizes how many dipshits he has around him. I mean, I thought like this first, but I feel like Hassan has had a million chances to correct this behavior. He is exactly like them. Like, I don't think he's a slave to his audience anymore. Like, he genuinely believes this shit. Is this a journal entry to himself? Probably. Is it normal to support Hamas? No, actually, that's not normal. Be normal. And we have that fan that came up to him and said, please stop drinking Diet Coke. It's on the BDS list. If you stop drinking Coke, obviously Palestine will automatically be saved. In fact, I think Hassan should take it one step further. Stop streaming. You're giving money to Amazon, bro. Anyways, moving on to Froggen. Okay, so last time, we were talking about how she was dodging the server and a bunch of shit like that. And she had 5 days to respond before she was going to get absolutely cooked and lose by default judgment. Well, turns out, as I predicted, she has actually responded. Froggen has actually gotten a lawyer, guys. Finally, right, here we are on Twitter. Ethan responds after the news of the Froggen lawsuit extension, says her attorney reached out right before the deadline. We got this post on HCHC Productions. Ethan has shown unfathomable grace to Froggen by moving to extend her deadline. Stipulation for extension of time to file answer to October 3 complaint. So basically, it has been extended by about 60 days now. Her attorney finally reached out right before the deadline. We don't want to win on default judgment because it's open to challenge. Now we will win on the facts of the case. So Froggen has gotten a lawyer and has actually responded to Ethan. And people actually have a different theory about this as well. The reason Ethan is actually giving this grace and extending it by 60 days to respond here is because he wants to go through the entire legal process of getting all her messages as well. So, if you just have a default judgment, you might not be able to get to that level, maybe. Ethan should buy Sabra hummus with her first check from her. So good. It would be better if he won with Frogan by default and bankrupt her ASAP so we had some entertainment watching Frogan goes broke before Denims and Caseytron. I don't think so. I think we need more entertainment. You know, drag the shit out as long as possible. But I'm just a slop tuber. Obviously, I'm biased. I would love for it to go on because, you know, some people going broke, some people doing the opposite here. Frogan and Ethan's lawyers have agreed to a 60-day extension after Frogan responded to the lawsuit. Deadline to respond to the complaint is now October 3rd, which actually makes the differences between the case very long. So Denims and Casey will be processed much before Frogan here. She's actually bought herself some time. Therefore, it is hereby stipulated by and between the parties through their respective attorneys of records that the court grant the stipulation that Frogan's deadline to respond to the complaint be continued from August 4, that's when, you know, the deadline we were talking about was, to October 3. Now, Frogan can respond to the complaint with any responsive pleading pursuant, but this rule, exception of contesting service, the court enter the order lodged currently herewith. Right, so if I understood that correctly, one of the stipulations here is that it is only extended if Frogan actually accepts that, you know, the service was done properly. I think that was like a fact of contention, whether she was served properly or not, and I think they were contesting. Her lawyer was actually contesting it, but now she will have to say that, hey, Ethan's server actually did a good job with it. Somebody asked why do people do this? Why grant that? Why agree to it? 60 more days of lawyer fees. I actually didn't think of that. That would, yeah, I feel like the longer this lawsuit goes on, the worse it is for Frogan, Casey, and Denims because more, you know, more lawyer fees, which Ethan can easily deal with. These people cannot. Shit, not gonna lie, I wanted her to lose by default. I actually, you know, I'm growing fond of her as a character in the series because how am I gonna do my epic flashbangs if, you know, if she's no longer in the series? I gotta keep you guys on your toes, you know, make you afraid to watch any Pegasus video ever because you might just randomly play Flash, right? You're just like, you know, having a good time. Oh, I love this Pegasus guy. He's just a great guy. I watch him every day, and then boom, a flashbang, and your day is ruined, you know? You gotta do it to you. You gotta do it to you. I gotta balance your dopamine levels, right? 60 more days of content for Ethan and me. Don't forget me. She probably would have preferred October 7th, so this seems like a good compromise. Oh my god. I mean, probably, yeah. She basically just burned through a chunk of what little she had for nothing. Don't worry. She has an extra $100 thanks to Idubbbz, guys. She got an extra $100 from Idubbbz, yes. His wonderful fan base. All of the YouTube lures right now. Spectacular content, yo. Frogan the Hutt gonna need to dip into the reserve funds to keep eating 30 Big Macs a day. I thought we established it was 52, guys. Now, you guys might think that this was because of Ethan's lawyers and Frogan actually negotiating, but it was actually because of me. Remember last video, I said we tossed a salad into the building and then she came running out, all right? That's how we actually found her, guys. The salad strategy never fails. You don't need flashbangs when it comes to Frogan, all right? You just need a salad, a piece of broccoli, chuck it in there, and she'll come running out. She will actually run for the first time, or whatever Jabba the Hutt does. Can we get a round of applause for Frogan? She has officially not lost by default judgment. Now you are back to square one. You gotta fight the case, which you will still lose. But hey, you bought like 60 days here. Congratulations. Also, it seems that Frogan is using an independent lawyer, which is different from Caseytron and Denims because they're going through like this big law firm or whatever. So I don't know why they're not using the same lawyer. If like Casey and Denims are sharing one, surely Frogan can do one too. But maybe they have some beef. Maybe, I mean, Casey is happy to throw both of them under the bus. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, moving on to yet another Psycho Hassan orbiter, Bad Empanada. Ethan posted this on his Instagram. Bad Empanada's on the run. He knows we are closing in. We suspected he had fled back to Australia, but upon further research and verification, he has actually fled to Uruguay. This information is probably shocking for him to hear as he went to great lengths to obscure his escape from Argentina to Uruguay. George, if you ever decide to return to Australia, we will be immediately notified and a torrent of lawsuits will follow. You are easy to get in Australia, which is why you're doing everything to avoid returning. I also know you enjoy participating in sugar daddy websites. Every single time, guys, there's some form of degenerate. And while you may barely qualify for the label in South America, you are just a repulsive broke loser in Australia. I know this scares you even more than the lawsuits. Bro, Ethan has some professional private investigators, bro. He got the guy from Mr. Beast's video, dude. Bro actually has John Wick on the case or something, dog. What the hell is going on? And the funniest part about all of this is that this is the guy who was trying to intimidate Ethan. He was trying to appear like this absolute psychopath, which he kind of is, but he was trying to intimidate Ethan, and then Ethan is responding like, hey buddy, I'm hunting you down. You better keep running from country to country. Then he continues, why am I telling you all of this? So he looks over his shoulder every day. We are coming and we will win. You can run from us, but we will catch you and we will ruin you. Have a nice day. And he's just posted a picture of him. Diabolical, bruh. Dude, how sad must your life be that you legitimately have to go country hopping to avoid lawsuits? The absolute pathetic state of every Hassan orbiter, man. Moving on to Idubbbz. So Idubbbz is finally back and he's posted a new video called Are You Scared of Immigrants? And what did I say, guys? Views are rapidly declining if we just look at the numbers here. 7 million to 2 million to 500k to 150k, absolutely getting obliterated. In fact, his subscribers have dropped below 7 million. He's back to 6 now. He's gonna have to do another 6 mil special. And what did I say 80 episodes ago when people were bragging, oh, Idubbbz is so popular. He got 7 million views. Hassan was bragging about it. And I told you guys, it was literally all just hate watchers. It was people wanting to see his downfall. And guess what? Peg's just vindicated again. In fact, this is getting so bad that people are commenting, oh my god, I didn't even remember I was still subscribed to you. Thanks for reminding me. Gotta unsubscribe now. Now, you would think that after 3 whole months of absolutely having the worst time ever, you know, people exposing him in like a million ways, he and Anissa got exposed for secretly taking money from a charity event, backstabbing Ethan, lying about him, supporting the CPS call on his kids, and joining the dark side, the Hassan side. You would think that he would have learned, but in fact, he has not learned his lesson. In this video, he actually shouts out the GoFundMes of the Hassan orbiters. Here we got this tweet. Idubbbz shouts out the fundraisers of Denims, Caseytron, and Froggen while scolding Ethan Klein. I really believe in their cases, actually.
I want to bring your guys' attention to some lawsuits that recently dropped. Froggen, Denims, and Caseytron have all been sued, and they are trying to fight this off. I really believe in their cases, and I think it's important to either set a precedent or send a message that just because you're fucking rich and powerful doesn't mean that you can bully people on the internet, doesn't mean you can bully women, minorities, or fucking people who are poorer than you. And I think it would be good if they can continue to fight this off. So I'm gonna put the links to their GoFundMes down below. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for this episode of Idubbbz Complains.
Dude, what happened to this guy? This absolute pathetic husk of a man, Rick from Game of Thrones. Everybody call him Rick, bruh. This was the commentary legend everybody thought was the coolest guy back in the day. You know, this high IQ guy who could analyze your arguments and shit like that. And look at him now, bruh. This is the biggest fall off I've ever seen. First off, it doesn't matter what Idubbbz thinks about the lawsuit. Like, I love how he didn't even mention what the lawsuit is. He's just telling his fan base to go and donate, which basically tells you the intelligence level of these people. He didn't even mention that it's a copyright lawsuit. So he's basically saying, hey guys, just take my word for it. This is a false lawsuit. You gotta support the victims here. Like, if you actually thought that, then you would explain the whole situation. Oh, you would argue on the merits of the case. Be like, oh, actually, they did not violate copyright, and this is why it's a false lawsuit. And yeah, basically, Idubbbz is not making a legal argument here. He's basically just going, wah, wah, I don't like it. And obviously, that is just not cutting it in court. And I just hate how these people always try to twist the situation into some form of sexism, racism. Oh, Ethan is just bullying women and minorities. As if his audience doesn't have a lot of women and, you know, he has employees as women. He has Ela, of course. It's basically a pathetic cope, right? Because Ethan specifically said why he actually sued these people. He laid out the extreme boundaries that they needed to cross. They committed the most severe severe copyright violations, maliciously stealing content, and admitting malice, okay, which is like the most slam dunk case.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
And honestly, he would be happy to sue Hassan as well, but unfortunately, Hassan was smart enough to not violate copyright there. So anyone with a brain knows that this is not about bullying women and minorities, and him framing it like that just shows that the old Idubbbz is completely gone and he's turned into this new version of himself, this absolute soy cuck, far lefty, extremist piece of shit who associates with Hassan, an open terrorist supporter, and actually thinks he's on the right side. Also, he makes the argument that it's a rich guy bullying poor people. I mean, you're supposed to be rich. Go ahead and help them. I mean, Hassan is rich. Fight back, you know? And yes, I'm aware courts can be exploited with money. Obviously, I usually don't support that. Obviously, I talk about the CoffeeZilla versus Logan case. Logan, this billionaire trying to win the case, despite actually, in my opinion, being a scammer. He's exploiting the legal system to make it go on as long as possible, and that sucks. But again, I have no sympathy for vile people like Casey, Denims, and Frogan who tried to, ruin Ethan's life and, family essentially. And I can't help but think that Anissa is just behind the camera, controlling every move of this guy. It's just so pathetic. Ethan Klein is a minority though. He's a Jew with Tourette syndrome. He wants to be a bread tuber as well. At least they have good editing. Filming a video in your basement apartment is one thing when you're 23. It's another when you're a middle-aged man. This is just depressing to look at. Yeah, he's definitely ingratiated himself in this new community of bread tubers, right? This is like the Noah Sampsons, the Mike from PAs, all these like sort of Hassan orbiters, right? And we all know where that path actually leads. It leads to you getting sued, banned, arrested, just all the negative downfalls possible. Wait, did they go so broke from Creator Class 3 that they had to sell all their furniture? Why the frick is he recording this out of a closet? To be fair, this is an improvement. If you watch the previous episodes of the series, this guy, like, his video feed was cutting off, bro. Like, he was sat on the floor with Anissa talking about how he, he had to sell his house or something. He's trapped in his, basement and he can't even move out or something. It's just so tragic what happened to this guy.
Okay, so here's the fucking deal.
We're poor.
Newsflash, we're poor. That's why we're in the basement for a third or fourth week in a row.
I don't like Ethan, but I hate his enemies even more. Hopefully it adds him to the lawsuit. This meme is essentially Idubbbz's career. He's just got a guy, clown. Idubbbz needs his own fundraiser. Oh my god, that's crazy. We got this absolute moron. I think Ethan fricked up his whole case by openly admitting it was a setup. Yeah, he tricked them all into stealing his content, obviously. 133. Ay. Oh, Jesus freaking hell, Idubbbz, somehow you keep shoving your foot in your mouth over and over, stepping on the rake 100 times in a row. How do you not understand what this is about? Watching Idubbbz this is like watching my grandfather got dementia. Now, if we look at the comments on his video, he's just getting absolutely toasted. Congrats on 6 million subs. Been here since 7 million. Pay your coaches the money you owe them. Oh my god, the amount of shit that Idubbbz and Anissa have done. Like, they have so much to atone for. You're the reason there's a singular chair in the hotel rooms. He loves watching from the fuck chair. What kind of humiliation ritual is this? This is like his own fans, bro. Oh my god. I really wish YouTube showed the dislike ratio in times like these. Oh yeah, it's like over negative or something at this point. So like 40% or something. I'm still searching for the positive comments. Oh look, Anissa's wife is trying to tell another country how they should behave. What a surprise. Please, Ian, share your thoughts on child marriage next time. Ay.
You yourself were a child bride?
Yes. So I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12, I was put into a child marriage.
They ignored us when we were like trying to fight child marriage, but then when they found out,
are they pro child marriage?
Yeah,
take a hard
That's why it makes one. Begs the question.
Bro is quite literally lobotomized. Dude, I don't know, like something happened to his head, bruh. The divorce arc is gonna be wild. It will be legendary. I just wonder where it all went wrong. Maybe this is all a dream, guys. Maybe you'll wake up tomorrow and Idubbbz is back to being semi-decent. Anyways, if we look at the description here, Idubbbz has linked all of their GoFundMe links. And if we actually go to the GoFundMe, Idubbbz has raised almost nothing. It was already 35,000. It is still 35,000. Bro just used an entire video to promote this and literally converted 0 people. Like maybe somebody donated $6, bro. $6. Oh my god, this is so tragic, bro. Denim's is also the exact same from when I checked the other day. Casey's is also the same. I think he maybe, you know, if we're being really generous, he might have moved like an extra $100 or something, which is actually tragic for a supposedly 7 million subscriber YouTuber, bro. Anyways, Ethan responded with this meme, and we just got Idubbbz and we got Gollum. Diabolical, bro. Absolutely crazy. You know, even regardless of Idubbbz's new opinions and everything like that, the thing is, he's no longer funny. Even if you disagree with Ethan, at least he has some humor here, bro. Like, look at Idubbbz, bro. Before and after Idubbbz found the ring Anissa. That's a crazy comparison. Anyways, moving on to XQC versus Hassan. Basically, in the past, Hassan has been calling out any form of gambling, right? Any form of gambling, including gacha games, right? Gacha games have these gambling mechanics. I used to play Pokemon TCG Pocket. I recommend you guys to stay away from gacha games, all right? It really, you know, it unlocks another demon in you, which makes you want to spend money, all right? So, yeah, they kind of suck or whatever. But Hassan is a massive hypocrite about this whole thing. I'm not gonna, like, demonize people for playing it. I've played it myself, right? But yeah, basically, Hassan has this whole moral grandstanding position about all of this. He has this long-standing beef with XQC. Socialism is when you sling gacha games to your audience months after calling it streamlined gambling.
Find the casual anti-gacha discrimination problematic? Okay, well, good luck. I'm not gonna ever fucking defend you because I think gacha in and of itself is also horrible. I don't understand it, but you know, to each their own, but I do feel like that's just also streamlined gambling. What is this? Open 1 time, open 10 time? Epic or higher rarity skin guaranteed with 10 opens. I don't even know what I'm doing. Wait, what am I doing? A decoder pack? No. Buy treasure box. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Hold on. Exchange platinum coins. Please exchange purified data to platinum coin to purchase. Not enough purified data. Purchase more. Okay, I need to get. Okay, I'm purchasing. I'm purchasing. I'm purchasing. I'm purchasing. I'm adding funds. I'm adding funds. I'm adding funds. I'm adding funds. Oh my.
I mean, another classic Hassan moment. The memes just create themselves. I'm adding funds, guys. I'm actually adding funds. I can't believe you're playing a gacha game, guys. Almost like you're a massive hypocrite. Who the freak in that gaming company thought it was a good idea? I wouldn't buy anything Hamas Piker advertises. That's crazy. Anyone sponsoring Hassan at this point is crazy. Socialism is also when you give your critics easy layups like this, but that would be asking him to have principles or even a sense of morality. Dude can't go one day without contradicting himself. Bro is down bad. No ads really hitting the socialists real hard. There's not even one of the good or popular gacha games, lol. It's because it's the only one that would actually sponsor him that was apparently unaware of the terrorist support. When his own community doesn't notice, that's how you know they're brainwashed. I mean, that's actual cult behavior. As if defending him to the death wasn't already an indicator. Anyways, XQC had a field day with this. He basically calls out people being delusional and not seeing the facts right in front of their face.
Purified data. Purchase more. Okay, I need to get.
See, I love this shit, man. So yeah, the Hassan schizo, whatever. Dude, it's crazy that
from the other side
you guys haven't ran dry on like being like a hypocrite. It's kind of crazy. Even when the data is in front of you and it's all there and you can see it, and it happens in live motion. It's right there. It's explaining the exact hypocrisy. And you go, he's schizo, he's crazy, he's seeing things as the movie, and it is playing in front of you. Guys, I'm not... It's right there. Look, if I click play...
Okay, I'm purchasing. I'm purchasing.
It's right there. You can see it.
I'm adding funds.
I mean, WXQC coming in with the actual good takes there. Hassan fans cannot see the facts right in front of their face. They can see their idol there being completely wrong. but instantly will ignore anything because he's their infallible deity or whatever, right? Continue engaging in that blatant hypocrisy right there. Right, so this next part, Ethan calls out Hassan. Basically, Hassan was comparing himself to an NYC politician, and then Hila calls him out for, you know, saying that they're, you know, hallucinating anti-Semitism and, you know, branding her as some sort of terrorist.
Only left representatives are Destiny and Hassan.
Well, that's not true either, but...
And they both suck. They're uncharismatic, and they suck. They're horrible. They're horrible representatives of the left. You said we want more Zoran. We want more Zoran Mamdanis, and then you said I suck.
Hassan, he thinks he is. He thinks he is him. He doesn't even realize he's Hassan Biker, the fucking the
one that sucks.
terrorist supporting dude with an anger issue that's constantly yelling and screaming at his chat and starting fights with people. You're not him. He doesn't know that he doesn't realize that he's not Mamdani.
And all of the negative associations and all of the drama that follows everywhere I go, that is completely outside of my power because I've just tried to.
We could start by not calling my wife a terrorist.
How dare you call me a terrorist every week when anti-Semitism is at an all-time high?
You're hallucinating.
Like, you're just trying to get me killed.
You're hallucinating, sweetheart.
Yes, hallucinating, of course. We're not anti-Semitic at all, guys. And she's totally right, right? Legitimately, these people will justify murder against these propagandists, right? Anyone who disagrees with them, essentially. And by calling you a terrorist or giving you that label, it gives people in Hassan's audience or these people basically free reign, like, oh, I'm taking down this bad person, right? So it's very dangerous, right? And, you know, the people I call terrorists are actual, you know, U.S. designated terrorist groups, all right? So obviously they did it to themselves. But what Hassan is doing here, calling like Ethan's wife a terrorist, that's just ridiculous. You're legitimately doing real world harm here. And of course, Hassan has been comparing himself to his current favorite politician, the Zoran guy or whatever. He considers himself like the perfect person, the representation of the left or something, like this deity figure or something. You just don't understand, because in his head, he is this narcissistic, you know, flawless person, just on a different level than everybody. So he's always so shocked when people give him bad PR, like, what the heck? You just described me, the perfect person here. How can you say that I'm bad? Now, do you guys remember when Hassan called Israelis inbred? Well, apparently he's actually done this a lot in the past, and this is like just a small portion of the compilation I saw.
Recoiled when people scream resist by any means, telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture. We shudder when an activist held up a sign telling Jewish students they were Hamas's next targets, and we
started chasing us, calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus.
Just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Inbred fucking douchebag wearing fucking military fatigues, shooting another Israeli dude because he thought, oh, I thought he was a terrorist. I thought he was terrorist. God, these inbred fucking douchebags in the background, dude.
Dude, how many times has he said the word inbred? And especially in that context as well, I feel like there's no excuse. I thought that was like the only time he said it the last time we looked at that clip. But there's like an entire library of time. I think this guy might be anti-Semitic, guys. I just don't know. And always gotta resort to the most like petty insults ever. Never gonna fight on any arguments or anything like that. I'll just call them inbred. You know, just call them some name to discredit them. PDF files, school shooter, mom murdering cockroach, rapist, something like that. Just discredit anything they say, right? Just completely brand them as something that's so disgusting that you don't want to listen to anything they say. Moving on to Hassan versus Tectone. Hassan, once again, is there with Noah Samson, and he keeps bringing up the essay accusations against him, admits that he has no idea what the situation even is, but he just goes with it because that's the Hassan strategy. If I don't like you, I automatically believe all accusations against you, and if I do like you, it never happened, obviously.
Even though they don't accept us, and this new era is just a bunch of fucking pussy limp dicks.
No, he has sexual assault allegations against him from, I think, his, like, I don't know the fucking full details, but he's just like a weird, creepy guy, right?
You guys are witnessing history.
You see it with like the Ethan shit. Like there is a decent amount of people in Ethan Klein's community that unironically think like I am responsible for Kamala Harris losing the election.
Right.
Like, what do you say to a person like that?
Yeah, guys, I have no idea what the accusations are, who even made them, but, you know, I feel like it, so he's probably a creep, and all the accusations are probably true, you know? Hassan Research 101, that's just a classic. But anyways, Tectone responded, and Asmongold responded.
Here we go. Buddy, even though they don't accept us in this new era. Oh man, same thing, huh, Hassan? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, Jesus. Oh, really good one. You got me. Anyways, are we gonna fight or what? What's going on, man? What are we doing? Listen, man, you gotta either fight me or Sam Hyde or talk to Destiny on call, man. Choose one. Right? We don't get to be a pussy our entire life. We're gonna be a big boy, okay? We'll settle this one-on-one, okay? We'll have your terrorist father versus my father. All right, there's no way that you're gonna run from me and Sam Hyde and Destiny, right? Like, you're gonna have to do one. There's no way we've all butt you this hard mentally. There's no way. You can't just keep running around. Eventually, your community's gonna ask you, why does this big guy run away from every single person who tries to resolve their issues? They call you BNF. Or sorry, BFN, Hassan, BFN. That means big for nothing. Come on, big guy, let's be an adult. We can do this. I genuinely believe this is the most unlikable human being on earth. Like, I hate this man with my whole soul. This guy is a genuinely evil person. No, I mean this from my whole soul. I genuinely believe that God put Hassan on this earth to be a vile piece of shit, to tempt the morals of a normal human being to see if they agree with this person. Like, I mean, this guy is a fucking demon with human skin peeled over him.
His, like, I don't know the fucking full details, but he's just like a weird, creepy guy, right?
Sure, yeah, he has allegations against him. That's true. I have not seen any proof that even slightly suggests that Tectone was sexually assaulting anybody. Nothing to substantiate. Yeah, there's no witnesses of this. In fact, all of the other people that were around him said this didn't happen.
Dude, I pointed this out before, but Hassan really just goes, he wakes up and goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you know, who do I slander today? And this guy was actually had the audacity to talk about how he has such a wonderful case against Ethan. He could totally sue him. And Ethan was trying to bait him into suing for defamation, which is the most ridiculous theory ever. I don't know. I feel like by doing this, you just sort of hurt your own credibility, even the little bit you actually have left between your audience, right? And I guarantee you, if Tectone was this extreme far lefty terrorist supporter, Hassan would be glazing him, right? Hassan would be like, well, I need forensic evidence, you know, I need to analysis, I need to see it happen in front of me, obviously, which is what he did with the October 7 Hamas thing, right?
Forensic evidence.
That's why I said Pixar didn't happen, bro.
Not
You
enough
need
to
kits.
prosecute.
Hassan needs
circumstantial evidence is not enough.
Pixar didn't happen, right?
Prosecute.
Also, keep in mind, Hassan has literally said in the past that he has no problem with SA or date grape happening as long as the victim is a rich college girl or something, or you know, a victim of Hamas. It seems like then he's all peachy with it, right? And I feel like he has no problem ruining people's lives that he disagrees with, which is just not a principled way to live here. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you guys. I don't say that a lot, so I should probably say. So yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for all the support. All this whole series has been amazing. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.